Okay, can I have your attention, please? We'll start the meeting. Thank you. Please make sure you silent all your phones. We don't want any phones going off. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Nora.
Good evening. Welcome to the reorganization meeting of the Township of Parsippany Troy Hills Board of Adjustment. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, 2020, and it's 7:30 p.m. Announcement is made that adequate notice of this meeting has been made and has been conducted in accordance with the NJSA 10:4-6 at sec of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, and that notice of this meeting has been provided by the Board Secretary to the Daily Record and Star Ledger, published December 6, 2019, by stating the time, place, and date of all regularly scheduled meetings, and by filing a copy with the municipal clerk. If we could all rise for the flag salute. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this point, our board attorney will swear in our reappointed members.
Nancy Schneider.
Snyder.
Schneider, yes.
S-N-Y, not S-H.
His accent. It's my New Jersey accent. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Nancy Snyder,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the constitutions of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Board of Adjustment Regular Member, Township of Parsippany Troy Hills,
of the office of Board of Adjustment Regular Member, Township of Parsippany Troy Hills,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
All right, Nancy.
And now, if I could call up Mr. David Kaplan.
Thank you.
Big David sign. And holding the Bible is your wife.
Are they getting married?
Well, there's no ring.
We actually did that here.
I state your name.
I, David Kaplan,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially and justly
that I will impartially and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Board of Adjustment Regular Member, Township of Parsippany Troy Hills,
perform all the duties of the office of Board of Adjustment Regular Member, Township of Parsippany Troy Hills,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
At this point, I would like to take nominations for chairman.
I would like to nominate Bob Hurricane for chairman, please.
Second? Who?
Second.
Davey.
Willen, second.
Any other nominations? At this point, I'd like to take nomination to close. A motion to close nominations.
So moved.
Second Snyder.
Jaskowitz.
Okay, we'll have roll call for chairman, Mr. Berkowitz,
Yes.
Mr. Jaskowitz.
Yes.
Mr. Kaplan.
Yes.
Mr. Parikh.
Yes.
Mr. Prasad.
Yes.
Mr. Reddy.
Yes.
Ms. Snyder.
Yes.
Mr. Willens.
Yes.
Chairman Ibrahim.
Abstain.
Oh, sorry. Chairman takes over.
Okay. I'm looking for nominations for vice chair.
I can do it again. Yeah, I'd like to nominate Nancy Schneider, please.
Second.
Any discussion? Any other nominations? Move to close nominations?
So moved.
I think we can do it by acclamation. Okay. I don't think we need roll call, do we?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. All right, now we have to appoint our secretary. Is there a motion to appoint the secretary?
So moved.
Who are you?
Second, ready?
Who are you appointing?
Nora. Nora. It's on the sheet. The only.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Our board attorney. I have a motion to appoint a board attorney.
Yeah, Peter King, attorney.
Second, Jaskowitz.
Any other nominations? Motion to close nominations.
So moved, Snyder.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, congratulations. Now a motion to appoint the board planner.
John Chadwick.
Okay, is there a second?
Jaskowitz.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Move to close nominations.
So moved, Snyder.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. And I think this is the last one, right? Mr. Holloway, Charles Holloway from Keller and Kirkpatrick.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Snyder.
Any discussion? Motion to close nominations.
So moved, Snyder.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. I guess that is it. Well, I'd just like to wish everyone a Happy New Year in this great town of Parsippany Troy Hills. I have lived for 48 plus years, and this board is very concerned about the town. It's also, I'm sorry. This board is concerned about this town. We're concerned about the residents, but we're also concerned about people who want to make applications for zoning variances, and that is our mandate. We are required to, hear these cases, and they're not always. These cases may not always be pleasant to everyone, but we still have to hear them. And I'm expecting the members of this public to be gentlemen and ladies. There'll be no catcalling. Once we get into the case, I will explain the procedures that we follow. Okay, so without further ado, I believe we have one residential case. Oh no, we have a resolution to approve. Resolution 1954.
Mr. Chairman, I move application number 1954 for approval.
Is there a second?
Second, ready?
Any discussion? Nora, call the roll.
Mr. Berkowitz.
Yes.
Mr. Jaskowitz.
Yes.
Mr. Parikh.
Yes.
Mr. Reddy.
Yes.
Chairman Ira King.
There's another one?
1918.
Okay, and there's also 1918, Pacific Outdoor Advertising. Do I have,
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve application number 19:18.
Second, Willen.
Davey?
Yes.
Second.
all right.
Roll.
Any
Mr. Berk.
discussion? Nora, call the roll.
Mr. Berkowitz.
Yes.
Mr. Jaskowitz.
Yes.
Mr. Kaplan.
Can I just get
Hey,
clarification on this one? Is
I'm
this
sorry.
what I voted no on?
Yes.
Voted no, that's
Okay.
correct. Mr. Parikh.
Yes.
Mr. Reddy.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Willand.
Yes.
Chairman Ira King.
Yes. I think that takes care of our housekeeping? Yep. No letters or anything? All right, let's get into the residential case. This would be case number 1960. Can you please come forward, Mr. Patel? Come up to the chairs and you can use the microphones. Will you both be testifying, or you are? All right, so Mr. King is going to swear you in, okay?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before the board is the truth so help you God?
Yes.
And for the record, can you state and spell your name?
Kuldeep Patel. KULDEEP PATEL.
And you're the owner of the subject property?
Yes, sir.
And what is that address?
36 Hamilton Road, Parsippany, NJ 07054.
Thank you, you're sworn.
So, Mr. Patel, you're looking to legalize a 364 square foot driveway expansion. You're looking for some variances on setbacks, I guess that is, plan and design standards, setback and size of driveways. Can you tell us a little bit about the driveway and why it needs to be as big as it is?
Yes. So myself and my wife both are physical handicapped,
Okay,
and specifically in a snow season and in a winter season, like we are using special aid like clutchers and like our wheelchairs,
Mhm.
and it is getting very difficult to get out from the car
okay,
while we are driving. So that's the reason, and she's working in second shift, I am working in first shift. So it's very difficult for us to manage with that. So and this house we bought last year, so we find like difficulty in snow. So that's the reason.
okay. And you like to park your cars off the street
Yes.
also, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How many cars in your family?
4 car.
4 cars, okay. Do you have a garage or not?
We do have a
You
garage.
have a garage, okay.
1 car only.
One car. Any other questions by the board? No? Any members of the public have any questions of this witness on the testimony given this evening? I hear none and see none. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No.
There's nothing else you'd like to add, right?
Pardon, sir?
There's nothing else that you'd like to add, right?
Yeah, yeah. And also like, sir, while we are coming out of the driveway, like there is an electric pole which is in little bit right side of the driveway. So that also like makes us very
Okay. You
uncomfortable.
don't want us to take the pole down?
No, we don't.
Just checking. Okay.
That's it.
Are any members of the public who wish to speak in opposition to this application, in support of this application? I hear none and see none. Someone like to make a recommendation here?
I will, Mr. Chair. I'll
Thank
be
you.
voting for this. This is a de minimis ask that enhances his quality of life at his place of residence.
Is there a second?
Jaskowitz.
Any discussion? Laura, call the roll.
Mr. Berkowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Jaskowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Kaplan?
Yes.
Mr. Prasad?
Yes.
Mr. Reddy?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Willens?
Yes.
Chairman Irakane?
Yes. Result is the variance is granted. We'll memorialize this at our next meeting, which is the 29th, but you'll just get paperwork indicating that everything's been approved. Okay, since you're-
It is approved.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Really
Good-
appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay. Now the fun begins. Nancy, are you available for the next meeting? 29th?
I think I am, barring
Okay,
that.
because I gotta see more basketball.
I won't be there.
I think I'll be okay.
We'll find out what's on. Okay, let's call case 1956, GTP Acquisitions. The attorney representing GTP here?
Mr. Chairman, before we start, I just need to address council. There was a objection from the attorney for a number of people here. They brought up certain issues with regard to your notice. One being, on your notice, it doesn't indicate that there's a restaurant or bar.
Before we do any of this,
Yes.
I have a reporter, and I would like all of this to be part of the record.
It's fine.
May
I
I
thought we
have the
said she,
reporter set up?
I thought we said that she could set up.
Yeah, she's supposed to be set up.
Yeah, she was here a while ago. I told her go ahead and set up.
She's so many people here.
It was here.
Yeah.
Is the court reporter out in the hall?
We're not gonna have a meeting.
That object.
Well, let me just say one thing. At this point, we have a overflow crowd. And in being fair to everyone, we need a venue that will handle a bigger crowd, okay? So I just want to get some preliminary stuff done tonight, and based on some of the conversations I've had with Mr. King, we're going to get some housekeeping done, and then, for all intents and purposes, we're going to carry this case to...
By that comment, do you mean that we can get done those items which don't...
Speak into the mic.
Is that better?
Yep.
Is that on?
You can take that, you
Take
can
it
take
out
it
of the
out.
case.
By that,
Take
by
it
that
out.
do you mean that we'll take care of whatever items don't require testimony and we'll have no witnesses tonight and put the witnesses off for another night?
We are not going to hear any witnesses
Okay.
tonight.
All right.
That's an affirmative.
Okay.
Okay, I think there's just a couple of housekeeping things that we have
Sure.
to go over, and once we've cleared those things, we will figure out. I'm probably going to say we carry this case for 2 weeks to the 20, oh, all right, let's go on.
Well,
Let's,
okay.
yeah, we
All right, no,
we have to
I-
determine, so anyway,
Chairman, if I may I be heard? My name is Jim Bryce. I'm an attorney. I submitted the objection, the letter of objection.
oh, I'm sorry, I thought he was the other attorney. Okay.
No,
All right,
I'm not in any way associated with this gentleman.
Okay.
I don't know who he is.
Before we do this, I do have the court, she's about to set up.
Fine.
So whatever we're gonna do.
2 minutes.
Let her set up and so we can make it part of the record. And then,
I think what I'm going to say may obviate the need for that. That's why I want to actually enter my appearance and enter an objection at this point in time.
we're going to get to that.
It's not as to even jurisdiction, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we will hear it from you. But one thing I'm going to need from you is a list of all the homeowners.
I do have
residents That you represent.
I do have
We're
that.
going to need that. I want that to get to Nora, okay?
I have that.
Thank you.
it's not the first time.
I'll give you this.
No, that's okay, I don't want.
I can't find those emails.
All right, Mr. Chairman, the court reporter is.
Into the mic.
Please speak into the mic.
It doesn't work even?
It works.
You gotta,
Speak into it.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. All right, I'll say it again. Mr. Chairman, the court reporter is available, and whatever the process is that you're intending, I'm prepared to
Okay.
engage in it.
First thing I think we're going to address is the two emails that were sent out. And I would appreciate in the future that you guys lose my work email, okay? Don't send me any more emails. Send them to Nora, she will alert me, okay? Because I still work and I don't want to be interrupted when I see something like this. So just don't send them to my business mail, okay?
So, may I?
Yeah, we're right here, yes.
There's one issue that was raised by the council for a number of, I guess, residents, and that is the sufficiency of the notice. In the notice, it doesn't appear to indicate that there's a proposed restaurant, a bar at this site. There's a case on point, the Pond Run, where the same thing occurred. It was a restaurant, was not on the notice, and the appellate court said that was fatal in notice. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to go through multiple days of testimony. So I am concerned that there's an issue with notice.
Just so we're clear, there is an eating venue in this facility. The eating venue's principal use is for the residents who reside there. If, however, a visitor comes and wants to have dinner with grandma, they would be able to sit there. Is it a restaurant as such and open to the public where the public would come in, where anyone would go stop in for dinner? The answer is no.
Would it allow friends?
Well, if a friend wanted to come in and have dinner with a resident, yes, they
So
could come
You're
in.
talking about visitors.
But it's not some place that someone would go for a restaurant for dinner.
Is it purchased?
Pardon me?
Is the food purchased?
I'm sorry.
Is the food purchased?
Is the
The
food
guest who
purchased?
comes, are they purchase, is there a transaction being
Well,
taken?
if I went in to visit grandma, would they charge me for the dinner that, yes, they wouldn't charge me. They would put it on the bill of grandma because she lives there.
Gotcha.
And she would be eating dinner there on a regular basis. But I mean, I wouldn't come in and say, I'm gonna have dinner and just have a dinner as an independent person, or go in there with my wife and say, I'm here for dinner. That wouldn't happen.
Okay.
Counsel, my concern is that this could jeopardize,
I'm not concerned about it.
well, I am, because.
And
because
I'll tell you why. the case that was cited talked about a restaurant with a liquor license that was not indicated in the notice.
Presumed
This
liquor
is not a restaurant with a liquor license. This is a facility which, in my notice, indicates that there is a facility for providing an eating venue.
My recommendation, because we're not going to hear any testimony today, it may be to take this issue out of this hearing, is maybe you notice with that in there. I think that resolves our problem.
Yeah, okay. By the way, I don't have a problem doing that, and I will do that to whatever issue is raised by council with respect to that. I don't believe there's a genuine issue legally, but I'll cure whatever it is to the extent that he raises the issue.
May I just have a moment?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, thanks. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my name is Jim Bryce. I'm from the law firm Murphy McCune, appearing on behalf of the Friends of Green Space, and I was retained by Nick Napolitano, who sits to my left and your right. At this point in time, there's some substantive discussion regarding the notice. I think that that's even improper. The hearing should not be open for any type of substantive discussion at this point in time. Not only is the meeting room filled to overcapacity, so is the building. The fire marshal has indicated that, and any discussion of any substantive nature as to this hearing would be a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act. So for that reason, while I do appreciate the need to try and clean up and advise the applicant of concerns regarding notice, and counsel for the board, I do appreciate the opinion that was given as well. I think that any type of substantive discussion regarding either the notice, any type of procedure, or the substance itself as far as testimony is improper under the Open Public Meetings Act, given the crowd that we have here today. And I'd ask that this hearing be adjourned to a different venue at a different time.
It's a done deal. That's what we're going to do.
That's
Thank
what we're
you.
going to do.
We've already indicated a different time,
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I don't need a peanut gallery out there, okay?
There is no violation of the Open Public Meetings Act as such, because
It's all
the
academic.
crowd is so great.
Look, I have the authority to carry this case to another venue that will seat everyone,
Fine.
okay? And I said before, this board is very pro Parsippany, the residents, but we're also willing to give the applicants their fair share of testimony, okay?
Right.
So, since we're going to notice, again, we don't have to carry this meeting. However, we're going to need Nora to find us a spot and find us a date. So will you be both of the attorneys be in contact with Nora? So
It's
that
not possible to find a date tonight,
No, because
so that
we're
we
gonna have to go
know?
to school. I don't control the Board of Education. Besides that, you have to renotice.
Yes, I will be available for...
All right, you'll be in contact with Nora then. She's got your contact information?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we have to coordinate with the school board.
Yeah. There's one venue that would fit this application, and that's the Liquid Church. Liquid Church has a beautiful sound system and hundreds and hundreds of chairs. That would be my preference, to go there, because I've had meetings at the high schools, and the sound system's not great, the way that we have to set up is not great. We're gonna do the best we can to find a place that will accommodate everyone, okay?
I will be in touch with Nora,
Okay.
and hopefully, I'd like to get it started as early as we can, of course, and...
We're gonna do the best we can.
And I'm sure you do as well.
Okay.
So would we regard that then as being a meeting that you will set, which would be a special meeting rather than a usual meeting night for the board?
I don't know.
Because that is true, you would have to, the
We'd
board
have to
would, in
notice
addition to my notice, the
Yeah.
board would have to publish it as a
course.
special meeting.
I don't know what our schedule's like right now.
Yeah,
Nora, I'm not gonna be here on the 29th, by the way.
okay.
What's on that?
My
night?
first,
7-Eleven.
my first
Oh,
full
no.
open date is April 8th.
But just, if I might make a suggestion, or a request really, with the amount of people that are here who are interested in it, and with the nature of the application that I'm going to make, I would suggest that a special meeting night, rather than a meeting night when you have your other business on, would behoove everybody, because then everybody who's here interested in this application won't have to sit through all the others. And I think if you devote a full evening to it, you'll get more accomplished than you would if you took it.
We're always faced with residential applications, and we have time limits. I would not put, if I put one or two on, you saw how fast I do it
Right.
residential, okay? And 99% of them go that way. So I'm telling you that there might be two residentials, there might be one residential, might be nothing, might be a special meeting, might be a regularly scheduled meeting where we change the venue. My hands are tied right now. I don't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you understand what's gone on here. We're carrying this case, and everyone who was within 200 feet of the application will get a formal notice. Anybody else who lives beyond the 200 feet, I would recommend that you read Parsippany Focus, because they seem to be the only game in town when it comes to news. And hopefully Nora will make sure that it gets into the Parsippany Focus, so that, and you read that online, I'm sure everyone here, everyone. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? The Focus? Everybody's got such a blank stare. Come on, give me some enthusiasm. So, that's how you're gonna find out. Yeah, so do I, two houses.
We all do.
Excuse me, do you want to get thrown out? You want to get thrown out right now? I'll do it.
Sir,
No, Mr. Chairman.
You're out of line.
sir, why does he
down.
have to be thrown out?
Because I told them this meeting is done in a quasi-judicial procedure. We do not have people opening their mouth and making statements. The only people that can make statements are those that are sworn. And if you want to be an objector, I'll bring you up here. I'll swear you in, just like every one of his witnesses. Don't wave your hand at me. That's the way we do it, okay? And my wife told me not to get upset tonight, so I'm not getting upset.
That's what my wife told me.
My wife would like me to come home.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Anyway, anything else?
Mr. Chairman, just because of the, obviously, the interest in this case, we do have planned meetings, as you know. And I think in this particular case, because of the interest in the community and from this board, we might want to try and talk about a special meeting to deal with it, as Counselor has asked. I would support that, quite frankly, in this case.
So would I.
I have no problem with that, but we have to get a venue,
Yeah.
okay?
All right.
As soon as we get a venue, we find out available dates,
Okay.
and
Is there
if
any
the
way
board
of-
can make it.
Is there any way of finding out how many witnesses we're looking at or time? I know all these people are gonna wanna speak, but maybe the objectors present enough testimony, we wanna hear duplicate testimony, but we're gonna need several nights.
Oh, without a doubt,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Maybe
Without-
5 or 6.
What I'll do, Mr. Chairman, is I'll talk to the attorneys and try to get a list of attorneys for the applicant, objectors, witnesses, and we'll try to come together with some plan where not everyone is coming up here with the same question, to try to streamline it. That way, we're not wasting everyone's time. We're getting the information on the record in the fastest and most organized way.
I agree, and
I have one question of the board, and that is as to your policy cutoff time. So if I know about how much time we're going to have, I'll know what to prepare so we can do this in a...
we normally go from 7:30 to 10. If I see at approaching 7:30, 10 o'clock, that we're winding down on a witness, we may stay a little bit longer. But the days of me staying here until 1 o'clock in the morning are long gone.
Okay, right.
I've done that, and
Right. Well,
it's not fair to the board, because, you know, we start
The court
to,
has said that. The
we
court said
start
if
to zone out.
you work
Or
all
the
day, you sit at a board all night,
Or the audience.
everybody slows down towards the end.
Or is it's not fair to the audience who have to go to work and...
Okay, so thank you for the time tonight. Brought everybody out, but I hope they're I hope they understand that we just want to make the application as best we can. We'll listen to your concerns, and we look forward to engaging in the process.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Is there any other business, Nora?
No other business.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Snyder.
All in favor?
Second.
Anyone opposed? Okay.